All right. Living environment Regents, this is our 15th video, and we're talking about metabolism. What is metabolism? So let me give you a simple definition. We'll use green. Green should come up well with the red. So it's when your body, this is a very basic definition, but it sums it all up. When your body converts, what do you think? When your body converts food, we'll just say when your body converts what you eat, right? Oh, and drink, right? What you eat and drink into the big word, energy. That's it. That's the basic definition of metabolism. When your body converts what you eat and drink into energy. And we need energy all the time. We need energy 24 hours a day. 24/7. You heard that term, right? 24 hours, 7 days a week. We need energy. We always need energy. So let's look at an analogy here. Let's look at an alarm clock. So here's your alarm clock, and let's say it's plugged in, right? So when it's plugged in, even if it's not plugged in, if it has batteries, it's getting energy all the time. It's continuously getting energy. It's always using energy because if you took the plug out, so here's the plug, whatever, and if you took the weird looking plug, but let's say you took the plug out, here's the socket, whatever. You took the plug out, then there would be what happens to the clock? It stops, right? So we don't want this happening in our body. Our body is constantly in motion inside of us internally. It's constantly in need of energy. Just like your alarm clock is constantly in need of energy, whether you have batteries or electricity. And even when you sleep, you think you're not using energy. You're using energy. You're using an enormous amount of energy. Your body always needs energy, right? So here's this nice koala bear sleeping, right? So while it sleeps, the body needs energy. So all the energy that it has stored, the glycogen stored inside of it, it's going to use. And we'll talk about that in the video. So metabolism, there's a lot of systems involved in metabolism. For the most part, it's the endocrine system, which I'll talk about very shortly. But it's whatever you eat. Any edible food you eat will be converted to glucose in your body. So let's write that down. Make sure we have our pen ready. I'll use purple. So any food that you can eat, right? We're talking any food that you can eat and drink, any food, any drink. Let's not forget the drinks, right? That your body will, any food and drink you eat, right? You can eat food, you can drink food, right? If you make it into a smoothie, right? Any food and drink you eat will be converted by your body into glucose, right? That's its preferred. The body wants glucose, right? It wants carbohydrates that make this glucose. Any other foods will have to be converted first into glucose, right? So we are dealing with the digestive system with metabolism, but we're also dealing with the endocrine system. So let's show the endocrine system. And by the way, this apple looks a gigantic apple, right? It's bigger than the head. Put a little eyes for this person, right? There we go. So here's the endocrine system, and the endocrine system is involved with so many processes, and I'll write some over here. We'll keep with the purple, right? So they regulate, they control hormones, and these hormones are going to help us grow and develop. Grow and develop. It's a weird looking develop. Let's do it again. Develop. That's better. Better than that, right? They're going to help us with energy, right? With metabolism. They're going to, a special hormone we're going to talk about in a minute is insulin. Insulin, which is responsible for helping get glucose into the cells. So you can see these body parts that are involved, like the pancreas here. It's a little blurry, but the pancreas helps release insulin. So insulin comes from the pancreas here. So with the endocrine system, you're right, it's going to control your mood. It's going to control your sleep. It's going to control your blood pressure. And I'm just naming very few types of things that it will work with. And of course, growth development, and energy. Endocrine system, very important system. Well, every system is important. Right? So like I said before, your body prefers carbohydrates for its energy. Now, you need other foods like proteins, to help repair muscle and so forth like that. You need fats to help to regulate vitamins and stuff like that. I think I said stuff like that twice. Well, that's the third time. So, but for energy now, we're talking about energy. The body does prefer carbohydrates and healthy carbohydrates. So, but any food you eat, like I said before, will be converted to energy. Like let's say a bag of potato chips. So a bag of potato chips can give you, if you eat a whole bag of potato chips, that will give you a lot of energy. It'll give you about 1,200 calories depending on the bag, right? So but it may not be healthy. So it's important to know that there's a difference in getting calories for energy and getting nutrients and vitamins and minerals. Very big difference, right? And so here's these delicious potato chips, and I can't resist potato chips. I try to resist them, but they will give me energy, but they're not so healthy. Right? Depends on how they're made too. I mean, there's some nutrients in potato chips, there's some minerals in it, but for the most part, they're not going to give you those vitamins and minerals you need. So again, remember the difference between getting energy from calories and then getting nutrients also from food. Now, in other videos I had, we talked about how this process works, but for the most part, whatever you eat, when it goes through the digestive system, and finally, this glucose that your body will convert, everything, again, the body wants glucose, it's going to enter your bloodstream. So, and here are the cells, right? Make sure we have our pen ready. I'll change it to go back to green. So when insulin is going to be released from your pancreas. So insulin, thanks to beta cells will tell the pancreas, in a sense, to release. Guess what? Release what? This insulin. So insulin will be released when glucose enters your bloodstream. So here's your blood, green blood today. Let's use red. Make it red. So and then all these little dots will be glucose that has entered the blood. And so the beta cells will tell the pancreas, release insulin. So the insulin is going to attach itself right here to a cell, and it basically tells the cell to open the door. And how does it open the door? It opens it through this thing, a GLUT4 transporter. Sounds like something from Star Trek, right? So the GLUT4 transporter will let the glucose in, and that's what your cell wants. That's the process right there. And any extra glucose will be stored in the liver as glycogen. And I did talk about this in previous videos in living environments. So go back. You can check out the links if you need more information on that. So again, just a quick test over here, and let's see, blue. Use blue, right? This is the insulin attaching itself to the cell, and then this GLUT4 transporter. Let's say it's over here. It's making its way, and it says, "Okay, I'll open the door," and here floods in the glucose, and your cell is happy. Right. All right. So when you're eating food, whatever you're eating, maybe potato chips, who knows? So the food, and you know this, it goes down into the stomach, and the stomach's it's going to break down the food. The stomach is going to break it down using acids, right, and enzymes. And enzymes are types of proteins, right? Then the whole thing here is it's going to create sugar. That's what it wants. It wants sugar. And what's the sugar I was telling you about? Glucose, right? Now, if it doesn't have glucose, the sugar is going to be converted. Let's say it was fructose from fruit. It'll be converted to glucose in the liver. And then from the small intestines over here and the stomach, it'll be absorbed into the blood. So the stomach and the small intestines play a role in metabolism also. So there's some differences though with the digestive system and metabolism. Let's write those down. And we'll use that color, why not? So in the digestive system, right over here, the digestive system, and there's going to be these vocabulary words that I'm going to mention very soon. So in the digestive system basically is how your body processes food, breaks it down. How it breaks it down. Whereas in metabolism, use a different color, use that color. In metabolism, it's how it uses the energy that was released. So that's the base. So think of the digestive system, breaking down the food for you, getting that energy released, and then metabolism is using the energy that was released. Think of it that way. But also keep in mind that the digestive system is also part of metabolism. Also, metabolism has many systems involved in it. But one thing we should know is, like I said before, metabolism is running 24/7 in your body by the digestive system, by the stored glycogen. And here's something you really need to know. Let me get the pen ready first, right? Your metabolism is mostly based on genetics. And there's really not much evidence that shows that it changes in your life. So anywhere between 20 years to 60 years, your metabolism should stay steady, should be the same. So don't blame your metabolism if you're underweight or overweight. The real problem, here's the real problem, which everyone's trying to find some gimmick. The real problem, and again, this is not some weight loss or weight gain video, so don't take it like that. But the real problem is really how many calories we eat or don't eat, and how we exercise. But the main thing about your metabolism, again, it's your genetics. Think of it that way. Now, here are those two vocabulary words. Let me write them down. And by the way, like I said before, there's little evidence that says that you can change your metabolism, right? Your metabolic rate. And there's gimmicks out there with these drinks and these pills. And again, this is not a health video, but just saying that there's little evidence that supports that. So here are the words catabolism, not cannibalism, catabolism, and anabolism. And we'll break those down. Let's use red. Let's make a little chart here. Make a little chart like this. So catabolism is when food and drink, have to always include drink, is broken down. And you're breaking it down. So you can think of it in your stomach, and it's breaking down food. So in your stomach, there's a lot of catabolism happening, breaking down the food into simpler forms. Simpler forms. And energy is released. Energy is released. Now, anabolism is using that energy. So energy is used for bodily functions. Like your brain. Your brain needs a lot of energy, right? To grow. So anyway, energy is used for bodily functions to grow, develop. Same thing, right? And to repair. In metabolism, both are used. Both are involved. All right, so that's basically what metabolism is. Let's go to the next video.